No, there's nothing wrong with your screen. Nothing at all. And this is basically smooth radio YouTube. Okay, that's the joke. Dangers in the Philippines. I'm going to compress this as much as I can. I think some of the biggest dangers is not the local Filipinos that live out here, but I think it's the foreigners that somehow make it into this country and other countries. There's far more danger next door that I have from these cockfighting roosters that you may or may not hear in the background than there is with the Filipinos. If you don't give a Filipino a reason to hurt you in some way or to uh, treat you in a way that you would not want to be treated otherwise, and you just treat them with respect, you generally are not going to have a problem with the Filipinos out here. Now, the men are very, machismo, and you don't want to degrade or defame or something a Filipino because that would be big trouble for you. You want to show a little respect in your community. You don't want to try to impress people, but if you could be generous and help somebody out in a small way, little things like I could tell you a few things I've done, small things, but people really appreciate it. I didn't do it to try to keep a report card of the good things I do for the people here. I do it out of my heart, but in turn, it works for you. I'll give you an example. Several. I seen a couple of kids with the father in their jeepney, and I bought them some crayons. They really appreciate it. A lot of the parents can't afford to give their kids even the smallest things. You'll find that out here. A woman walked into a place where I get loads from my phone. We know the lady that works there, so we talked to her customers too. She came in with an infant, and I noticed she had an infant, and I noticed the woman in the store was selling these baby wipes. So I just bought. She didn't ever ask me. I bought her a package of baby wipes. She really appreciated it. In fact, she took pictures of me and Gilda. It was kind of funny. And of course, she'll tell her husband about that. So word spreads out. A trike driver that I helped out with 3 kilos of rice because tourism was down. And I figured with 5 kids, he could use some rice. I didn't do that to try to impress him, or maybe he'll charge me less money on the next ride. I still paid him his full fare. And, he was here one day when I had some workers recently doing some special stuff with the house. This past 5 days, there's been some work going on here. Uh, Things I'm doing to the house, for the house. And, he noticed that I had bought a lunch for the workers. And a lot of foreigners don't do that. You'd be surprised. They don't do that. And he says to me and Gil, he said, you were really nice to the people out here. That was nice of you to do that. And that goes a long, long way. It goes a long way when you're living in a community. Little things. You say, well, giving a few apples to a kid, how cheap you are. Well, at least I gave apples to a kid. What did you do? There was a YouTuber on there that was making fun of the fact that I had a video on that I gave these kids a couple of apples. Well, I don't know what the problem with that was. I was being giving. I had some extra apples from going to the market. I know these kids don't eat real well, and I gave them some apples as a treat. The person turns around and says, yeah, how cheap you are. Give them some apples. What did that cost? A couple of pesos a piece? This is the attitude I'm talking about here. What does it matter what the apples cost? You did something nice for somebody. You got to try it sometime. You may like it. And I'll tell you who does like it, the local people, because they remember you. When the chips are down, they will come to your rescue. Well, it's your neighbors. Now, I have neighbors here that have all these roosters that drive me crazy, but you know what? I'm still nice to them. I gave them some sheet metal for a roof they could use for their rooster caging. I still do nice things for people out here. I bought families dinners on Thanksgiving out here. I took a family out for dinner. I mean, there's a whole list that goes on of the things me and Gilda have done for people out here. I don't have to sit here on my camera and tell you and itemize everything I've done for somebody out here. If you're going to do something for somebody, you do it out of your heart. You're not trying to impress. You're not trying to put out a report card on your behavior out here. You do what you think is best. You're in a different culture. You want to be respected out here. There's a lot of chismis out here. What's good that you do gets around. What's bad that you do also gets around too. So please understand that. So the dangers are within yourself living out here. It's not that the place has any dangers. You can create the danger on your own. As to your attitude out here, your demeanor, the words you speak, Good things like, trying to show respect by learning a few words in Visayan, for example. They appreciate stuff like that. When you take the time to say hello to somebody, all that works with you, not against you. So I think the biggest ones you got to worry about out here, I think, are the foreigners that are on social media. These people are psychopaths, sociopaths. The list goes on. It's been proven to me even recently when somebody in the dark at night came to my house, located me, and videotaped my house with a threat. Now, that speaks volumes about not only the person who did that, but the very fact that it was not a Filipino that did that, okay? They wouldn't do that. It was a foreigner that's either living out here or visiting. I mean, I got my facts together. I'm not going to talk about it on here. And I'm not going to get personal on here anymore. Guarantee that. TMI, too much TMI works against me, so I've learned that the hard way. So if you're wondering about what the dangers are, there are obvious things. Don't hang around in bars. You could always get into some bar fight. Don't carry expensive things on the street or wear expensive jewelry, the obvious things like that. Respect the culture, respect the people. Don't act like you're better than them. Don't act like you got more money than them. Don't turn your nose up at them. Treat them with respect. You will get respect. That's my blog.